So why hasn't altcoin season started yet? Well, in today's video, to start off the week, we're going to start off the week right. I'm going to take you through 3 charts that's going to let all of you guys understand exactly why altcoin season hasn't started yet and why I'm still a believer that it is about to happen. All right, guys, very simple stuff today. Okay, now before we do start, I want to say to everybody, just listen. Let me know in the comment sections if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if there are any other charts that I should look at in a future video, do that. But let's get into it, guys. Now, very interesting stuff. A lot of people now are convinced that there's never going to be an altcoin season in this bull market, guys. And historically, that's happened every single cycle. Now, the difference between this cycle and previous cycles is that probably by around now-ish, we would just be getting started. However, from the lows, the majority of altcoins would have seen significant gains. Now, what's different is that when you go and check out the others chart, a lot of these altcoins haven't seen, new highs. They haven't recovered their highs yet. So a lot of people do feel like altcoin season isn't happening, but really what's happened, guys, is that there's just been a handful of altcoins that have seen significant gains. Sol seen significant gains, XRP seen significant gains, Sui has seen significant gains, right? But then you look at some other coins, other coins that I hold, newer ones. ARB hasn't seen any, Aero still pretty much at lows, Render at lows, ETH at lows. So number one, yes, there's so many more altcoins on the market right now, but number two, only a handful of altcoins have seen those gains. Now, let's start off with the Bitcoin chart. Guys, Bitcoin, you guys can see we're now entering this last parabolic phase of the market, or at least that's what I think, right? I don't think we've got too many more months left in this cycle. But what I want to do is I want to go back to the past 2 cycles and have a little look to see how they fared. Now, in 2017, we saw that we entered the parabolic stage around April, okay? April, May, June-ish. And then we printed new all-time highs over the next 7 months. So 7 bars, 7 months. And then we topped out, entered into the bear market. Now, if we say, right, from June 1st, 2017, let's go and see what Bitcoin dominance was doing. Well, there or thereabouts, guys, Bitcoin dominance was falling off a cliff. And yeah, the majority of us weren't in at this point, or else, we would have made life-changing gains by now through all of these cycles. But what was happening was, all the altcoins started flooding into the market. And between that time, all the way to the top of Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin dominance start to drop. And what did that do for our others chart? Remember, from around April, May, June, all the way to, the new year of 2018. We saw us break this previous high and then go on a monster rally all the way through until the end of, or the beginning of 2018, right? And that represented, a 60, 70x. But back then, there weren't that many altcoins. So, number one, we saw Bitcoin dominance drop off a cliff. Number two, we saw Bitcoin break its previous all-time highs. By then, we were well above the previous all-time highs. Okay, we'd printed 1, 2, 3 candles above the previous all-time high. And then boom, Bitcoin had went on an extreme monster move of around a 10x. But then also, Bitcoin dominance had fallen from 96% all the way down to a low of 35%. Will that happen again this cycle? Most likely not. Now, when we go to 2021, let's start with Bitcoin. 2021, when did we break the all-time high? It was around November, December, realistically, of 2020. But we had our first confirmed candle close above the all-time high in January 2021. And what you're going to see is these boxes start to get a lot more shallow. Now, what happened, guys? Bitcoin went on a run well above its all-time high, like it did in 2017, right? Was already above the all-time high. Confirmed candle closes, and then saw a gain of, around 100% to the high, had a pullback, went again another 100% back to the high over the space of around 12 bars this time. So a little bit more of an extended one. That was a 12-month period where Bitcoin was going parabolic from January 2021 all the way through to around January 2022. But really, we can say it was between 6 months, had a pause, and had another 6 months. double top caught a lot of investors out. Well, funnily enough, January 2021 was when Bitcoin dominance peaked. And what we're going to do, we're going to show you guys the boxes getting shallower as well. It dropped from 72% all the way down to 39%. So a much shallower correction. However, you go and check out the altcoin pairs, the others pairs. And in this time was where the others was flirting with the previous all-time high from 2017 and was just about to break those all-time highs. So it actually hadn't had candle body closes to start the month. It was actually around here. Then we go into January. Boom, January was a super bullish month and our altcoins saw a pump. This time, not a 70x, but a 7x. Okay, 7x over the space of 12 months, which was in line with the double top, saw the pullback, and then boom, had that one little blow off top to $500 billion. And there we go, we enter into the bear market. So guys, where are we today? Number one, we're flirting with that previous all-time high for Bitcoin. We're having our first few candle body closes above the previous all-time high. You know, it hasn't gone really parabolic yet, to be honest, but we go from here and we can say, right, we're going to get shallower and shallower. A lot of people are saying 200K, I think maybe more of 150K, and you will start to see that the parabolic phases of the bull run are getting smaller. However, you go and check out Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance still at highs, guys. Okay, Bitcoin dominance is still at highs. So are we going to drop from 70% to 39%? I think that's very unlikely. If we do go up to maybe 70%, 69%, let's put it on 70. I think, you know, we get a drop to 50%, 45%, a shallower correction. Again, altcoins not going to go as parabolic as what they once did. However, we still haven't had this part of the market where Bitcoin has had, you know, multiple confirmed candle closes above the previous all-time high with no pullbacks. This time we've had it come back to retest. Now we're in our first few candle body closes, right? If June can be a positive month, maybe we have some shenanigans at the beginning of the month, but if we can end June maybe green, that's 3 candles in a row. All of you guys who know the candlestick patterns, that's super bullish, and that could be what leads us for the others chart to get its run to 1 trillion. And remember, in 2017, we were right round about here, guys. So we hadn't really broken the previous all-time high. We were just underneath it. Where are we today? Haven't broken the previous all-time high. Haven't gone past it. Do you guys think we're never going to go past it? Do you think altcoin season is doomed? Or is it just a waiting game where right now it is the Bitcoin show, right? Right now it's the Bitcoin show. Altcoins haven't had a chance to get going because Bitcoin dominance is so high. Do you guys think it's over? I don't. So again, while we are below this all-time high, no alt season. While Bitcoin is still yet to print, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish candles in a row right at the end of the cycle, no altcoin season yet. While this chart looks like this, no altcoin season yet. So all of you guys ask me, why no altcoin season? Altcoin season's dead. Everyone's getting quite emotional in the comments. These are 3 things that I'm waiting for altcoin season, guys. So when it does start to get going, remember how long these things lasted last time. Remember, it's getting shorter and shorter each cycle. Remember, it's usually when Bitcoin is approaching the top, right? The most euphoric time, Bitcoin rolls over into altcoins, into top plays like Ethereum, probably XRP and Sol, maybe ADA. But it's going to be near the highs, guys, okay? And in this time here, people will be super convinced that, you know, new narrative, we're going to go to 3 trillion, we're going to 10x from here. But remember, the returns are getting smaller and smaller each time. So again, I'm waiting for this little part here to be broken, then we can go and flip ultra bullish. I think anything below these previous all-time highs is where the money is made. Again, not financial advice, do what you want, but the money is made down here, not up here. So again, I just stay patient, guys. I'm not really trying to be too emotional in the market. I let Bitcoin do its thing. I know that for my altcoins to get their gains, Bitcoin has to be near the end of the cycle. Do you want it to be near the end of the cycle? You guys let me know. I know there's a lot of you guys who are fed up right now, but yeah, man, let me know what you guys think of these charts. I'll be on to something on the channel. If you find anything useful, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you want me to cover in the next video. But that's just a quick one from me to you. Happy Monday. I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.